Anybody who's fished with me on the river knows that when it comes to topwater smallmouth, I love my prop baits. The most important thing when I choose a prop bait, these are two of my favorites here. This is a little Hubs Chub and this is the Whopper Plopper 75. What they both have in common, different action, but they both have a vertical drop. In other words, I can make my cast, I pop it maybe 2-3 times, but in between those pops, I pause that bait and I have that vertical drop. If I'm using a type of a prop bait that doesn't have that vertical drop, when I pause it, it's pretty much dead in the water. A bait like that, you have to continuously cast it and retrieve it back to the boat. But you get either one of these two baits here, I get vicious strikes. Say I'm pitching a small little grass patch. I know where that patch kind of ends. I cast it out there and I pop. Let it vertical drop, pop, vertical drop, and once I clear the edge of that grass, then I continue my retrieve all the way back to the boat. Very important. Now if I'm fishing a shoreline that maybe there's some wood, I'm doing the same thing. I see that wood, I'm casting my prop bait tight to that wood, pop it a little bit, let it drop. A lot of times you get a pretty good sized smallmouth. They don't bury in wood like largemouth does, but they still get pretty much tight into that cover. And a lot of days, if you just buzz it right by them, they don't want to come out of there. You miss that fish. So what I'll do is make my cast, pop it a little bit, get that vertical drop, pop it a little bit, get that vertical drop, and then when I'm away from the cover 3-4 feet, then I'll buzz it all the way back to the boat. One important thing I can tell you with a prop bait is there's no right or wrong way to use a presentation. Mix it up as much as you can, not only during your retrieve, but every retrieve you do, maybe try it. Cast tight, buzz it all the way back to the boat fast. The next cast, get them pop, pop, maybe pop it all the way back to the boat, especially if you're going over any kind of rocks, which in river, you know, for the most part, we're only fishing in maybe 3-4 feet of water or even shallower. The shallower the water, the more it pays to pause that prop bait and take advantage of that vertical drop. As far as color goes, stick with a little bit of common sense. You know, you don't need 20 different colors when you're fishing for river smallmouth. First thing to keep in mind is, you know, it's kind of humorous in a way. You take a prop bait like this Hubs Chub here, it's got it's a Tennessee shad. It's got the white or bone, whatever color, whatever way you want to call it. But it's got the dark scale pattern on top. Now let's be honest with ourselves. Do you think any self-respecting smallmouth that's going to hit this bait is not going to hit it because there's a different color on top of the bait? Of course not. They don't see the top of the bait. So for the most part, you can get by with one color bait. However, it doesn't pay to, it pays to have a little bit of contrast on the side. So as far as my favorite colors go, my favorite colors are like everybody else because I use them a lot. When it comes to river smallmouth, you just need a handful of colors. Bone or white, excellent choices. Fire tiger patterns, orange bellies, a lot of rivers works real good. But a lot of river fishermen forget to use under overcast or, you know, heavy cloudy conditions, maybe a little bit of drizzle. They don't do much with topwater when it's raining. Misty conditions a little bit. Black or any other, maybe an olive color, dark green, works real well. So you just need darker patterns for overcast conditions, some brighter colors. On some rivers, you know, a lot of chrome patterns work real well, particularly on bright sunny day. You get that added reflection from that bait. So experiment with colors. I'm not saying this is the color, the hot color. You never know day to day. First of all, experiment with your color, but more important than color is your retrieve. And with your retrieve, there's no right or wrong way to fish prop baits. And when you're dealing with prop baits, remember to get prop baits that have a vertical drop.